Imagine this. You're making a beautiful, healthy salad, thinking you're doing everything right for your body. But what if I told you that some of those very vegetables could be secretly working against you, especially after 60? What if your favorite foods were quietly sapping your energy, stiffening your joints, or even clouding your memory? Stay with me, because today we're revealing the 9 vegetables seniors should never eat, or prepare differently. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. It's about giving you the knowledge of the best vegetables for seniors naturally. Hello, and welcome back to Elderly Care. We've been empowering seniors and families with healthy aging habits, senior health tips, nutrition for senior and positive living. We consult with nutritionists and health experts to bring you information that is both safe and effective. Now, a very important point before we begin. This video is for informational purposes. We are not saying you must never eat these foods. Instead, we're highlighting that for some seniors, especially with certain health conditions, these vegetables can cause issues. It's about being informed so you can make the best choices for your unique body. Always, always speak with your doctor before making any major dietary changes. Let's get straight into it. We've structured this list from be mindful to be extra cautious. Remember the core principle here. It's often not the vegetable itself, but how our bodies process it as we age. Number 9. Onions, raw. Onions are fantastic for flavor and have great health properties. But for many seniors, eating raw onions can be a major trigger for acid reflux and heartburn. As we get older, the valve at the top of our stomach can become weaker, a condition known as GERD. Raw onions are a common irritant. This doesn't mean you have to give up onions entirely. The solution? Cook them thoroughly. Cooking transforms the compounds that cause irritation, making them much gentler on your digestive system. So, enjoy them sautéed, roasted, or in soups. Number 8. Cabbage, raw. Raw cabbage is the star of coleslaw, but it can be notoriously hard to digest. It contains complex sugars called raffinose that our bodies can't break down easily. This leads to gas, bloating, and abdominal discomfort. For a sensitive senior digestive system, this can be quite painful. The good news: fermentation is your friend. Think sauerkraut or kimchi. The fermentation process pre-digests those tough sugars. If you prefer it fresh, have it in very small, well-chewed amounts. Number 7. Bell peppers, especially green. Bell peppers, particularly the green ones, are part of the nightshade family. Nightshades contain compounds called alkaloids, which for a small but significant portion of the population can exacerbate inflammation and joint pain. If you notice your arthritis or joint stiffness seems to flare up after eating peppers, tomatoes, or eggplants, you might be sensitive. Try an elimination diet. Cut them out for 2 weeks and see if you feel a difference. For most people, they are fine, but it's crucial information if you're struggling with unexplained aches. Number 6. Spinach, raw in large quantities. Now, this one will surprise you. Spinach is a superfood, packed with iron and vitamins. However, it's also very high in oxalates. For individuals prone to kidney stones, high oxalate foods can increase the risk of forming those painful calcium oxalate stones. If you have a history of kidney issues, you don't need to avoid spinach, but you should moderate your intake and ensure you're drinking plenty of water to help flush those oxalates out. Cooking spinach also reduces the oxalate content significantly. Number 5. White potatoes. Sometimes it calls the diabetic vegetables. White potatoes themselves aren't the villain. It's what we do to them and how we eat them. They have a high glycemic index, GI, meaning they can cause a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels. For those managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, this is a serious concern. The solution is simple. First, eat them cooled, as in a potato salad. Cooling cooked potatoes increases their resistant starch, which doesn't spike blood sugar as much. Second, always pair them with a source of healthy fat and protein, like a piece of grilled chicken or olive oil to slow down the sugar release. Number 4. Corn. Corn is difficult for many to digest because its cellulose shell is tough for the human gut to break down fully. You might notice it. Well, often shows up in your stool undigested. This isn't necessarily harmful, but it means you're not absorbing many of its nutrients, and it can cause gas. Think of corn more as a starchy grain than a vegetable. Enjoy it in moderation and chew it thoroughly to help your digestive system out. Number 3. Eggplant. Back to the nightshade family with eggplant. It's spongy and absorbs a lot of oil when cooked, which can be a problem for heart health. But more importantly, like bell peppers, its alkaloid content can be an inflammatory trigger for some. If you love eggplant, try roasting or baking it instead of frying. And again, listen to your body. Does it love eggplant as much as you do? Number 2. Kale, raw. Kale is another leafy green hero that has a downside. Like spinach, it's high in oxalates, but it also contains goitrogens, substances that can interfere with thyroid function by inhibiting iodine uptake. If you have an underactive thyroid, hypothyroidism, which becomes more common with age, consuming vast amounts of raw kale in smoothies every day might not be ideal. The simple fix? Lightly steam or sauté it. Cooking deactivates the goitrogenic compounds, making it perfectly safe and healthy for your thyroid. Number 1. The one to be most cautious. With radishes. Radishes are spicy, crunchy, and refreshing, but their sharp, pungent flavor is a sign of their potent nature. They are strong stimulants for digestive juices. For someone with a healthy gut, this is great. But for a senior with gastritis, ulcers, or a very sensitive stomach, radishes can be an irritant, leading to pain and discomfort. If your stomach is robust, enjoy them in moderation. If you have any digestive sensitivities, it's best to avoid raw radishes or have them cooked, which mellows their intensity dramatically. Let me tell you about Mrs. Linda, a lovely 68-year-old viewer from United States of America who wrote to us. She was doing everything right, eating a big bowl of raw spinach salad for lunch every day and drinking a green smoothie with raw kale. But she was feeling more and more fatigued, and her knee pain was becoming unbearable. She thought it was just old age. After reading about oxalates and nightshades, she decided to experiment on food for seniors. She switched to cooked spinach and steamed kale and cut out her nightly serving of peppers. Within just 3 weeks, she wrote to us again, amazed. Her energy had returned, and the constant ache in her knees had significantly reduced. She said, "I wish I had known this 10 years ago. I was unknowingly causing myself so much discomfort." Her story isn't about a miracle cure. It's about the power of natural remedy. It's about understanding that what works for a 30-year-old body may not work for a 60-year-old body. So, let's recap this simply. You don't need to panic and clear out your fridge. The goal is mindful eating. For gas and bloating, go easy on raw cabbage and corn. Opt for fermented or well-cooked versions. For joint pain, be aware of nightshades like peppers and eggplant. See if eliminating them for a bit makes a difference. For kidney health, moderate your intake of high oxalate greens like raw spinach and kale. Cook them and drink water. For blood sugar, be smart with white potatoes. Cool them and always pair them with protein or fat. For acid reflux and sensitive stomachs, avoid raw onions and radishes. Cooking is the key to making them gentle. The single biggest takeaway is this. Listen to your body. It sends you signals. A little bloating here, a bit of stiffness there. Use this list as a guide to start a conversation with your own body and with your doctor. If this video brought you clarity and hope, if it made you think, I can still take control of my health, then please do us a great favor and hit the like button. It truly helps us reach more wonderful people like you. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and tapping the bell so you don't miss our next video. We have a great guide coming up on 5 morning habits to sharpen your memory after 50. Join elderly care to stay strong, active, and independent at any age. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, this channel empowers seniors and families with healthy aging habits, senior health tips, nutrition for senior and positive living.